Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraya Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Om Jnanatimindasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganalita Shri Vishakambikamascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Sabhati Prabhupada Priya Shigiri Rajaya Swami Suvaksharadavas Pihari Dhammakti Vyascha Yadavani Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Sabhati Vishnuti Dividanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravan Pachari Shisha Shri Mukham karoti vachalam pambam nangayate girumuktika tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinaka. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so today we're going to study this famous verse that we always recite in all our classes. But I think we need to go back to text 17 because that verse was created some stir, I guess. Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishna Punyashravana Kirtanaha Vidandastu Hiya Bhadrani Vidhunoti Suhrit Satam. Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So this, so material desire sitting in the heart, but if we develop the urge to hear Krishna's messages, then Ridantastu hiya bhadrani vidhunoti surit satam, then gradually, material desires go away. I'll read again the last paragraph. One cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly clear of all sins. The material sins are products of our desires to lord it over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires, and that's why most people they are not able to stick to Krishna consciousness. They are not able to stick the process because they become afraid of the process and they don't want the process actually. And the process is to listen to Krishna Katha, to chant, to do all the different angas of bhakti. Women and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotee making progress on the path back to Godhead. Many stalwarts in the devotional line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is held by the Lord himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. To become restless in the contact of women and wealth is not an astonishment, because every living being is associated with such things from remote time, practically immemorial, and it takes time to recover from this foreign nature. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his real position. By the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. So we have to remember that life is continuous. Life is actually continuous. So if one cycle of our birth is over, birth and life is over, lifespan, or whatever lifespan, anyway, we don't know, 30 years, 40 years, 56 years, 63 years, 77 years, or 81 years, or 99 years. We don't know. But whenever that lifespan is over, it's just continuing. Right? It's just continuing. And we know from Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says he gives us the opportunity. So it's a continuous process. Usually we see somebody in one span, right? One span of time only. And when we see the person is going up and down, and so we, when we see a person goes up and down, then we may feel bewildered. But I can say one thing. Just like now, this lady who helps me, my house, small household. I don't have a household, but small things, my cooking and all. So she keeps on coming and disappearing, and it's such a thing. And this time she came back. She came in a completely different mood. And what has happened? Like, she told me she was coming back, they go to their native place. And then she told me just when she was coming back, then some elderly person passed away. And then she told me, and I saw the effect on her. So she told me he left the body on Uttana Ekadashi, which is, the last Ekadashi of month of Kartik. And that had such an impact on her that she understood, she realized that if I am good, and then I will also get a good death, a good departure. So she told me, she says, we don't know what good work he has done, that Krishna gave him such an opportunity. And she couldn't tell me the Ekadashi. She told me, that Ekadashi, when Bhagwan Vishnu, he wakes up, when all the devas are waking up and ready to give blessings, this is the day when he left. So people are witnessing all this. And they're simple people, they're pious, very simple people. Nothing. I'm sure she never, read any Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, but she's witnessing. So she herself, I could see the change in her attitude, her mood and attitude. So it takes time. So this elderly person in her family, obviously, has lived a life in family life, obviously, Once you will be free. What's happening? Yeah. So I'm just saying this, that Krishna helps, whatever it may be, Krishna helps. And we progress, from one step to the next, to the next, to the next. We progress. So, but let's take this verse as an encouragement for all of us, that if we are faithfully, listening to Krishna's message, and we are trying to understand Krishna's words, we are faithful to him, loyal and faithful to him, then something will happen. Even though we are weak, we are easily, we get tempted. So now let's read text 18, famous verse that we recite all the time. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam. Regular, nityam. Nityam actually means always. Always attending Bhagavatam class. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. Abhadra meaning that which is inauspicious. Nashta prayeshu, almost completely destroyed to nil. And then what happened? Then you become fixed, you become strong. And you become strong and you become fixed in your devotional service. You want to do devotional service. All that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established an irrevocable fact. Naishtiki means nishtha, meaning we are not going to deviate from our determination to serve Krishna. Purport. Here's the remedy for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart, which are considered to be obstacles in the path of self-realization. So number one, we should be willing to eliminate the inauspicious things within the heart. All right? Meaning I should be ready to give them up. I should think that these are not good for me. And I should be interested to tread the path of self-realization. So basically, those who want to be self-realized and who understand that there are obstacles in the path of self-realization, and therefore they confront, like each and every one of us, like we confront those things which are disturbing us and not allowing us on the path of self-realization, like Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Matsarya, Mad, or profit, distinction, and adoration. All right, these are the anarthas, the obstacles. So, what do we do? How can we get rid of the obstacles in the path of self-realization? So, it is the association of Bhagavata. So, there are two types of Bhagavat, namely the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. Both the Bhagavat are competent remedies, and both of them or either of them can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. So number one, so that's why I keep on saying, I hope nobody's getting upset with me, that yes, it's good that we are meeting online, but I shout it again and again. It should also be in real life that you are meeting devotees, all right, that you are doing some service, right? It cannot just be online because it's very much limited. All right, so here, the book Bhagavad. So right now we are reading the book. But the Bhagavad will show us how to put into practice the book. And it is nityam, not once a week and then once every fortnight or once a month, right? Because that's what happens. So, meaning what we're saying is that beside our weekly classes, reading, it's expected according to this verse that every single day you're reading, in the company of others. And definitely, we need to be in touch with the devotee Bhagavat. Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them or either of them can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. A devotee Bhagavat is as good as the book Bhagavat because the devotee Bhagavat leads his life in terms of the book Bhagavat, and the book Bhagavat is full of information about the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees who are also Bhagavatas. Bhagavat book and person are identical. So this Bhagavat is telling us now we are not meeting Bhagavat, right? The personality of Godhead. We're not meeting, the Supreme Person of Godhead. But the book Bhagavat is giving us information about him. Right? Whereas the person Bhagavat I'm able to meet. Right? I'm able to meet the person Bhagavat. But I'm not meeting the personality of Godhead. But the book Bhagavat is giving me information about the person of Godhead. And when I observe the behavior, the thoughts, the words of the devotee Bhagavat, then I get an idea how those who live with the Supreme Person Godhead, how they behave, how they speak, how they think. Is it clear? Is it clear? So any question on this paragraph?
Mataji, which verse is this?
18, my dear. Chapter 2, text 18. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Mataji, I have a question. I have few questions.
Okay.
Mataji, Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu. So abhadra, so inside the abhadra will include the threefold miseries also.
Effect, 1 minute. The effect of 1 minute. The effect of this abhadra, kam, krodh, lobha, etc., they create those miseries.
Okay, yes, Mataji. Okay. Yes.
Right. 1 minute, let me just check. Kailash, I'm just checking. Okay. Oh, that is Usha and Miss. Okay, so you read? That was Usha, right? Usha? Usha, sorry, not Kailash. That was, maybe you can write your name. I'm just seeing the phone number. Kailash, right?
I write
Yeah,
it
yeah.
in the
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
yeah. You know, Usha, I'm just speaking on the Zoom here, right? Can you write your name instead of the phone number so that I remember your names? Huh? Is it possible?
On
Yeah, you're fine. You're
on
fine.
the
I'm
Zoom, you
speaking
can't see my
to,
name.
yeah, I'm speaking to Kailash, right? That's
Yeah,
you?
I
Yeah,
have
it-
tried and it keeps
Mm.
coming off. So on
Oh,
some Zooms it comes and
uh,
some Zooms it doesn't.
all right. Yeah, because
My
I have to
apologies.
memorize your name and face. Like Bhanu, I can't remember now who is Bhanu because I'm mixing up all the faces.
She's on holiday at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I forgot, unless I see her, I was mixing her up with you because
With
I
me?
just checked the names. No, with Kailash.
Oh, with Kailash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Mataji, one more question I have.
Yeah.
This in the translation it is saying by attending classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee. So when we are Srila Prabhupada's books, we are rendering service to him.
When we are reading,
When we are reading, like now we are, so now we the book, but the purports are written by Srila Prabhupada. So is this considered service to the pure devotee?
when we are reading
Yes.
the book.
Yes.
We just read. This is a service, right? Shrinvatam Sakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Right? This is service. Definitely reading Shravanam. This is devotional service. But here now, Prabhupada is saying there are two types of Bhagavad, namely the book Bhagavad and the devotee Bhagavad. Both the Bhagavats are competent remedies. Remedies for what? For the obstacles in the path of self-realization. So what will they do? Let's continue to read. The devotee Bhagavat is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the person Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. All right? By pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavat or the book Bhagavat, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. But actually, these are facts explained by Srila Narada Dev, who happened to be a maidservant's son in his previous life. The maidservant was engaged in the menial service of the sages, and thus he also came into contact with them. And simply by associating with them and accepting the remnants of footsteps left by the sages, the son of the maidservant got the chance to become the great devotee and personality, Srila Narada. These are the miraculous effects of the association of Bhagavatas. And to understand these effects practically, it should be noted that by such sincere association of the Bhagavata, one is sure to receive transcendental knowledge very easily, with the result that he becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. The more progress is made in devotional service under the guidance of the Bhagavatas, the more one becomes fixed in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The messages of the book Bhagavad, therefore, have to be received from the devotee Bhagavad, and the combination of these two Bhagavad will help the neophyte devotee to make progress on and on. All your questions are answered in this purport, Rashmi. You're muted.
Mataji, in the translation, Srila Prabhupada is saying pure devotee, but here in the purport, he's saying Bhagavat. So so this verse is referring only to the pure devotee, rendering service only to the pure devotee, or all devotees?
Oh no, to the pure devotee. This is the Bhagavad, the pure devotee. And Srila Prabhupada is the pure devotee, and all of us, every single guru is serving Srila Prabhupada. Every single devotee is serving Srila Prabhupada. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the word Bhagavat is used for the word Bhagavat in this paragraph is the pure devotee.
Yes, yeah, the Uttama, who is a Bhagavad, who is a personality, servant of Godhead,
Yes, Mataji.
a pure devotee. So all of us, we are serving Srila Prabhupada, right? All our gurus are serving Srila Prabhupada. And all the servants of the gurus are serving Srila Prabhupada, right? This is how our parampara is going. Like, for example, I'm giving this class. Why am I giving this class? Because my Guru Maharaj, he pushed me, right? He saw that, you know, I have some inclination to study and speak. So he encouraged me, he pushed me. I asked Guru Maharaj, what is my service? He told me preaching, teaching, and publishing. All right, so that's his instruction, right? And why did he, so why did he say, did he tell me that I should cook up something from my mind? He told me, you study Prabhupada's books, and I learned from him, right? I learned from him, and therefore we are serving Srila Prabhupada.
So because you are serving your Guru Maharaj, you are actually, because you are in the Guru Parampara, you are serving the Prabhupada.
Who is the Bhagavad? All of us. Nobody here is claiming to be perfect and pure devotee, right? We are neophyte. We just read somewhere. Yeah. Both the two Bhagavatas will have the neophyte devotee to make progress on and on. Right?
Hmm.
I mean, so many of us are giving classes. We are neophytes, but we are reading and repeating Prabhupada's words. Right? We are asking questions and we are also teaching others. Right?
Yes, Mataji.
So we are actually serving Srila Prabhupada, the Bhagavad, who is the pure devotee. And it's miraculous what happens, that even a neophyte devotee can inspire somebody to start practicing Krishna consciousness. True or false? True or false? Even a neophyte devotee, right? Somebody who has joined only 3 months ago, he can inspire somebody to start the process of Krishna consciousness. Is it true or false?
Yeah, true.
It's true, right? So
True.
why? Because that person is obeying the instructions of the Bhagavad. So the pure devotee say, distribute book, right? So the person will, you know, he's 3 months old, but he says, please take this book, right? And maybe that person, he himself disappears after a few years, but the person, you know, to whom he gave the book continues, right? It happens all the time. Because we are actually serving the pure devotee Bhagavad. But from the previous verse say that even if somebody, you know, 2, 3 years, 6 months, whatever, he disappears, Krishna catches him and bring him back. Right? And that's how we continue. Remember, life is continuous and eternal. We go through phases. Right? If we only think, you know, this 40, 50, 60 years of somebody's life is make it or break, you know, either we make or we break, right? Then you cannot understand this mystery of spiritual development. You have to go into time, eternal time. And then also came this, you know, question, how should I react if somebody breaks in between, right? How should I react? whoever may be, So again, it's with this maturity, understanding what Krishna told Arjuna, Shinmatam Suchinam Shimatam Gehe, right? Yoga Brashta. So if somebody breaks on the path of Krishna consciousness, his destination is still auspicious, right? Auspicious destination, meaning he goes to the heavenly planet, he enjoys something, then he comes back, right? And if he has done something really sinful, then he has to pay the consequences. He pays through scandals, with chastisement, right? With different types of punishment in this life itself. Usually, as we read from 6th canto, they don't go to hell. They don't go to hell. They're protected. So the punishment happens here, and so they get the result of good activities and the result of bad activities also. So then another chance is given. There's karmic reaction among people. This is something very difficult to accept and to understand. The whole Mahabharata is extremely intricate. The way Draupadi, she forgave Ashwatthama for killing her 5 sons, right? She massacred them. They were young boys. Ashwatthama was a powerful Kshatriya. He actually massacred them. And Draupadi forgave Ashwatthama. So Bhishma didn't want to forgive. Krishna didn't want to forgive. Right? But Draupadi, she forgave. And Krishna punished Ashwatthama. Right? Punished him, but he's going to be, then Satyuga, he's going to be one of the Mahajan. Isn't it? According to Mahabharata. Right? He will start again Satyuga. Punishment, meaning that you have done. See, we need to understand properly the way the grace of God, by the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbance. Krishna gives his mercy to everybody. He gives mercy to the sinner also. So Ashwatthama is a classic example of how he's heavily punished. Heavily punished. He has to live throughout Kali Yuga for centuries and centuries and centuries, and he's like a hunted man, right? He's still on earth right now, Ashwatthama. He's on earth. And sometimes there are rumors that he's seen. Isn't it? Sometimes there are rumors, they have seen him, Ashwatthama. So he's to roam on this earth for centuries until the end of Kali Yuga, and then he's given a benediction. He will start the Satyuga. So anyway, these are very difficult, questions, but I'm just giving, examples of justice. All right. Justice is done against the criminals who are devotees. Right. to be in the area and the environment of Krishna is not a small thing. And if you notice, like Ramayana, all those Rakshasas, this one, that one who were killed, they were all actually pious people who became Rakshasas, right? Isn't it? The pious sadhus, this one, that one, they became Rakshasas. Isn't it? So if we will go on hating people, sins, one spoil our hearts, one not let Krishna do the work, right?
Mataji, Krishna is so merciful. I was reading Bhagavad Gita, I think it was chapter 9, text 29 or 30, and he said souls will fall, but then they come back. So it's similar to what you were reading last week as well. It sort of
Yeah.
ties up. But I didn't understand it. But when I read it this morning, I thought it clicked in my head properly. So certain texts. And I was just crying, I thought, he's so merciful. We can make all the sins we do or what we've done, he still forgives us and we can still carry on. You don't give up, you just carry on.
Yeah. Like a father, a mother, right? Keeps welcoming us back.
He's always there, yeah.
And so our relationship is with Krishna, right? And we are eternal. We are eternal. It's just that we neglect our relationship with Krishna. But Krishna doesn't neglect us. Right? So can we go on, or is it okay? Let me read again. The devotee Bhagavat is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the person God. By pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. All right, so when we are doing all the seva that we are doing, main seva that we are doing is to give this Bhagavat book to others. This Bhagavat book is full of information of the Supreme Person Godhead, right? This book is reintroducing us back to our Supreme Lord, our Supreme Father. So this is the best and most important service that we can do. Isn't it? Give the book to others. It's not just a book. You're giving information about Krishna to others. So don't neglect this. This is called Prabhupada's Book Marathon Month. We have only 2 weeks left. If you haven't distributed books or sponsored books or told somebody about the books, please do it now. Because the
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes.
Should you give a book even if they're not, people don't ask for a book?
Of course, no. Usually they don't ask. We push them into it.
We can just give it as a gift.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Because I know people who aren't as devoted or religious as others are. However, I think by having the book in the home, one day they may open it and read it like I have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just good.
Yes, it's a gift. It's a gift, right?
You don't mean just the Bhagavatam, you mean the Gita as well, right? The Gita.
Any
Yeah.
book, which is telling us about Krishna, our relationship with Krishna. Any book, right?
Yeah.
So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavat or the book Bhagavat, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. So human reason fails because it's the miraculous, Prabhupada wrote somewhere. Miraculous effects, where is it? Did I read it somewhere? Yeah. And to understand, yeah, these are the miraculous effects of the association of Bhagavatas. Right? These are miraculous, meaning that you can't understand how it's happening. But just by reading this Bhagavatam, or you associate with the Bhagavat, and I'm saying the Bhagavat and those who are serving the Bhagavat, right? You also get magnetized. Right? Okay, let's continue now. Let's take another verse. Tada rajastamo bhava kamalo bhadayaschaye chete terana vidham sthitam sadve prasidati. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness and he becomes completely happy. So the effect, like we can see it with Prabhupada's disciples, they were very young, they were in their late teens or they were in their 20s. So meaning they were youth, basically they were youth, but they served Prabhupada's instructions. Those who had so much association with Srila Prabhupada and who served in his mission faithfully, they're still here today. Still here today. They were just youth. So, meaning, what I'm saying is that their bhakti became naishtiki, nishtha, fixed. So even if a number of them, they went up and down, they're still there in their practices, can go up and down, but they're still there. And they're continuing the process. A living being in his normal constitutional position is fully satisfied in spiritual bliss. This state of existence is called Brahma Bhuta or Atmanandi, or the state of self-satisfaction. This self-satisfaction is not like the satisfaction of the inactive fool. The inactive fool is in the state of foolish ignorance, whereas the self-satisfied Atmanandi is transcendental to the material state of existence. This stage of perfection is attained as soon as one is fixed in irrevocable devotional service. Devotional service is not inactivity, but the unalloyed activity of the soul. So one of the activities is to read the book, but that's not everything to read the book. All right, we shouldn't struggle with this. You know that, okay, I should only sit and read a book. It's not inactivity. Devotional service is not inactivity. Arjuna, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he fought for Krishna. The soul's activity becomes adulterated in contact with matter. And as such, the diseased activities are expressed in the form of lust, desire, hankering, inactivity, foolishness, and sleep. The effect of devotional service becomes manifest by complete elimination of these effects of passion and ignorance. So passion is lust, desire, hankering. Ignorance is inactivity, foolishness, and sleep. The devotee, the effect of devotional service becomes manifest by complete elimination of these effects of passion and ignorance. The devotee is fixed at once in the mode of goodness, and he makes further progress to rise to the position of Vasudeva, or the state of unmixed sattva or Shuddha sattva. Only in this Shuddha sattva state can one always see Krishna eye to eye by dint of pure affection for the Lord. So meaning that when you go to the temple, you meet the eyes of the Lord, all right? Or your own deity at home if you're doing the seva properly, all right? You meet the Lord eye to eye because of affection. Because of affection. You know, just like today, so today, like, I just went in the kitchen, I was just washing, you know, the vessels. And this one devotee came, he asked me, Mataji, are you cooking lunch today? I said, no, I can't cook. Because I said, I can't cook, I can't do it alone. My helper didn't come. He immediately asked me, your deity won't have lunch? And when he told me this, I said, today I could only offer milk. Right? So only in this Shuddha Sattva state can one always see Krishna eye to eye by dint of pure affection for the Lord. Now see this devotee, you know, he was in that state, that cooking, right? Cooking that lunch is, this is feeding my Krishna, right? And I was not able to do it. But because he said it, it caught me. You understand? Right? He just said it and it caught me. A devotee is always in the mode of unalloyed goodness. Therefore, he harms no one. But the non-devotee, however educated he may be, is always harmful. A devotee is neither foolish nor passionate. The harmful, foolish, and passionate cannot be devotees of the Lord. However, they may advertise themselves as devotees by outward dress. A devotee is always qualified with all the good qualities of God. Quantitatively, such qualifications may be different, but qualitatively, both the Lord and his devotee are one and the same. So, when we engage in devotional service, so why is it that Prabhupada, when he instituted this movement, he got everybody so much engaged in service? Meaning cooking, cleaning, washing, book distribution, Harinam, making life members, collecting donation, festivals. Why did he do all this? So that we don't get caught by this, what is it? Lust. So if we don't do it for Krishna, naturally we'll become, those who have more of passion, they will become lusty to just earn money and to make themselves bigger and bigger, right? Accumulating wealth, and they'll be finished. Oh, get lazy people who will join the ashram and say, yes, this is a very good place to relax and do no work. So Prabhupada set up a movement where you can't fall prey to lust, desire, hankering, or to inertia. So when we are doing this devotional service, all these activities in the way Prabhupada set it up, when we're doing all this, the devotee becomes established in goodness. It's amazing. This is what Prabhupada is explaining here, the verse is explaining. We become established in goodness, and we develop good qualities, and we become happy, completely happy. Self-satisfied, Atmanandi. Like I just give this example, Great calamity falls upon Draupadi. I'm taking her example. Great calamity, all right? And all the Pandavas. But even then, after the battle of Kurukshetra, when they had to run the whole planet, they did it peacefully, and with a great determination. Atmanandi, Brahma Bhuta Atmanandi. So this is the invitation to all of us, how to go beyond our sorrows and temporary happiness. Right? It is by reading, bell is ringing, confirming, and conch shell also blew, confirming. All right? So, Param Vijayati Shri Krishna Sankirtan. So, reading Srimad Bhagavatam and doing whatever work comes to us in our natural dharma, we do these, and engaging in direct devotional service as much as we are able to. So if we are too much ambitious, just reading one passage by Jadaved Swami, if we are too much ambitious, lust, desire, and hankering, right? If I, as a devotee, I'm too much ambitious. So I say, let me become what you call this, a tycoon, business typhoon, I don't know. Tycoon. Okay, typhoon is the cyclone. So yeah, business tycoon, let me become like this, right? And you neglect all your devotional service. What's the use? Right? If it's coming naturally, right? It's coming naturally, like Maharaj Ambarish, right? Maharaj Ambarish, he's Maharaj, he owns everything, but he's using his time in worshipping the deities, like all these kings of Jaipur. The kings of Jaipur, they personally worshipped the deities. They were kings, but they had the time to worship the deities. So busy in their work. So, see, this is like the sutras. All these verses are like sutras, like aphorism. And statements and aphorism. And we have to now, that's why we need that devotee Bhagavat. Because by observing the life of the devotee Bhagavat, or the servants of the Bhagavat, as we just mentioned, right? We get an idea how to enact devotional service. And if we stick it around, then we'll be able to see the person progressing. You're progressing, and you will see the others also progressing in front of your eyes. Is it true, Ashwini?
Yeah, Mataji, very much, very much.
Right?
Absolutely.
We all got to start somewhere, right?
Hmm?
We all got to start somewhere.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So we are lucky. What did we read? Previous verses. Shushrushodh Shradhanasya Vasudeva Katha 16. Vasudeva Katharuchihi Syan Mahatsevaya Vipra Punya Tirtha Nishevana. O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. So this Shraddha, it's dhana. Shraddha dhanasya, it's a dhan, right? It's a gift, it's a wealth if you have Shraddha. Serving with care and attention. Shraddha dhanasya, with attention, with care and attention. So it's a wealth to have Shraddha. And we should not lose that Shraddha. The entire process is to increase your Shraddha more and more and more. Entire process. Just like I described, like my maid, she saw in her family an elder leave the body on Uttana Ekadashi. How her faith increased, and she thought, I must also do something good so that I get an auspicious departure, that the Devas will open the doors for me, that Lord Vishnu will open the doors for me. And she's a simple lady. So Krishna instructs everybody in his own way. Each and everybody is under Krishna's care. All right. Should we stop? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll see you next week.